California, and again, too, notwithstanding if you're covered by the FAST Act, different requirements apply to you. But for generally California state, the minimum wage is going up on January 1st to $15.50 per hour for all employers, regardless of size. Prior, it depended on how big and small you were, different rates for large employers and small employers. But now everybody in California is on the same rate. Now, it's important to be careful about the local city and county minimum wage rates. We've got a few listed here. Going forward, too, employers need to pay attention to that. We've been working with clients that work in multiple locations. We actually get the address of each location to chart out the minimum wage. It is getting a little trickier now because we have to wait. We don't know what a lot of the local minimum wages are. They're adjusting to the inflation, so you can't predict too far out what that minimum wage is going to be, like years in advance. So you're needing to watch towards the beginning of the year what those local minimum wage rates are going up to. Generally, to the local state and county minimum wage rates go up July 1st. So keep an eye on that, except for San Diego. I believe they're on January 1st as well. But keep an eye on all of those. And also the important reminder here is a salary threshold for exempt employees. That salary test, it's really a two-part test. There's a duties test and a salary test if the employee qualifies as an exempt employee. And the salary test is tied to the state minimum wage, and the employee has to be paid a monthly salary equivalent to no less than twice the state minimum wage. So it's actually tied to the state minimum wage. And here in California, January 1st, 2023, the minimum salary threshold will be that $64,480 for all employers. So your exempt employees have to be paid at least that $64,480 to qualify as an exempt employee. And then you still have the duties test too, as part of that analysis. So I want
to just highlight just how important, critical it is to make sure that you're reviewing your employee's salary to make sure that they're meeting this test, because regardless of the duties test, if you're not paying them starting January 1st, $64,480, then they're not exempt. And so if you're paying them a salary for the whole year, if they're non-exempt because you don't pay them the right amount, then they're subject to all of the overtime laws, all the minimum wage laws, and the meal and rest breaks. And I did some quick math just on that. If you had an employee that you're paying $62,400 all of next year, and you're thinking that they're exempt and they're actually not exempt because you're not paying them enough, you will incur $15,000 in meal and rest penalties just right off the bat, even before anything else. And then they'll have an overtime rate of $45 an hour, and the salary would only cover their regular hours, not any overtime. So just want to scare the employers straight on, really make sure that you're not falling into this trap.
Yeah, no, it's a great point, Mike. And this is for the exempt analysis too. This is black or white. They're getting paid that amount or they're not. The duties test, a lot of gray areas there on what duties they're performing, how much time they spend performing those duties. So employers that don't meet this salary threshold just they have no argument that the employee should have been treated as exempt. So it's important to pay attention to.